Am I the asshole for not giving my nephew the gift we bought him after he ignored me the entire evening? My nephew is 12, and we see him maybe once or twice per year. He's not a particularly nice or polite child, mainly because his parents have never focused on manners or boundaries. We bought him a gift card as a holiday present, and we're going to give it to him in person. My wife and I hosted a family dinner with 12 people, including my nephew and his mother. When he walked in, he didn't acknowledge either me or my wife. Did not say hello or engage with us once in over 3 hours of being in my home. I told myself that I was going to give him the gift card when he finally approached me and said hello. After he left for the night without saying a word to me, the gift card was still on the counter where it had been all evening. My wife says I'm the-asshole for punishing the kid when it's his parents' fault for his poor behavior. While I agree with her, I think that 12 years old is mature enough to know that you should at least say hello to your uncle and aunt, especially at their house. So AITA? Edit. This was not a party with random people. They were all family members who he knows well and spends time with. His 10-year-old cousin was there as well and came in and said hello and gave me a hug. He didn't spend a minute on his phone or being shy. He was playing with his 3 other cousins at the house. You are the asshole. A gift should never come with stipulations. Also, if we're being honest, what 12-year-old wants to talk to adults? He's legit at that age, the age where adults don't know shit, and they know everything. All us grown-ups are old losers, and we have no idea what is or isn't cool. I'd bet my bottom dollar that he was just acting out 'cause mom and dad made him go to a gathering he didn't want to go to / made him get off Roblox when he was gaming with his buddies. Did you actually say hello to him and get ignored? Or are you as bad as him, not even greeting your guest? You are the asshole. As a child, I didn't speak to adults until spoken to, as that was the polite thing to do. You're the adult, you should have acted like one. You are the asshole. A gift is a gift because it is not transactional, especially with a child. How rude are you as a host not greeting guests who come in to eat your home? You aren't a king to pay fealty to. You are the asshole, and your manners suck too. You are the asshole. Did you go over to say hello and welcome to him? He's a kid. He sees you infrequently and may feel he doesn't know what to say. He's at an awkward age, and his parents aren't helping him develop social skills. You uncle could help him by showing a genuine interest when you see him and trying to chat to him and get to know him better. Give the child his gift and be kinder. Am I the asshole for being rude to guest I didn't even invite? I, 28F, live with my grandma. She doesn't live with me because of any health issues. We genuinely prefer living together rather than being separated. I really enjoy living with her. She's kind, never crosses boundaries, and we are really close. We laugh and joke around a lot. She braids my hair while I gossip about boys or my day at work, and she sometimes cooks my favorite meals when I'm feeling upset. Our living situation was peaceful and enjoyable. This started at my cousin's wedding. My sister, my grandma, and I were invited. It was a very traditional wedding and honestly kinda cute. But the after party was a hot mess. Everyone was dancing, it was loud, and I was already exhausted from the wedding. There was a weird tradition where the bride's family dances, while everyone claps, then the groom's family does the same. Since I'm family of the groom, I was asked to dance. I didn't want to. I was tired and my dress was really tight, but my grandma convinced me to. So I did. I don't think I did that bad, but after it was over and I sat back down, an older woman I didn't even know turned her head, looked me up and down, and said, "You don't dance that often, do you?" It was really rude and judgmental. I laughed it off to avoid starting drama, then I told my sister, and she told me to ignore it, and I did. What I didn't expect was that, after the wedding, my grandma invited this same woman to come home with us. At first I assumed it was just a ride, or that she'd stay for the night and leave. When we got home I excused myself and went straight to sleep while she talked to my grandma. The next morning she was still there. I left for work. When I came back she was still there. I finally pulled my grandma aside and asked what was going on. She told me this woman was a guest and would be staying for a couple of days. I was upset because I was never asked or even informed beforehand. This is my house, and I feel like I deserve a say in who stays here. It has now been 8 long days, and she is still here. She constantly inserts herself into my personal life and gives unsolicited opinions. If I complain about cramps, she tells me maybe I should work out more. If I'm crying to my grandma about something stressful that happened at work, she jumps in and tells me to suck it up and stop crying because I'm an adult. I never ask her for advice or opinions. She just butts in and says whatever she wants. To be clear, I have not been rude to her. I don't argue with her. I don't snap. I've only vented privately to my grandma, sister, and boyfriend about how uncomfortable and frustrated I feel. Instead of understanding, they tell me I'm being an asshole and that I'm rude, which feels insane to me because all I've done is express how bothered I am by someone overstaying in my home and disrespecting me repeatedly. Also, I am not from USA, so some things may sound weird to you if you are from there. And English is my second language, so do correct me if I said something wrong. Not the asshole. Have you asked your grandma how long she will be staying? I would even suggest they find somewhere else to visit during her stay. Info: who is she? Can you call a family member of hers to come get her? You've been more than generous letting her stay this long. Not the asshole. You have obvious problems. One problem is you start off by saying how great things are between you and your grandma, but then she invites someone to live there without even telling you. She does not respect you. She pressures you into doing things you don't want to do, like dance at the wedding. Who does that home belong to you? You or her, or do you both own a share? I'm in the US, and I can tell you that over here the person who owns the home or pays the rent controls things. If it's your place, then kick that woman out. If it's not your place, then you just have to accept it. You are not in a hole to anybody but yourself. You need to tell your grandma that this woman has overstayed her welcome, and it is time for her to leave and go back to her own home or back to her own family, or you tell your grandma you will be contacting your local law enforcement to be removing her. Because if this is truly your home, and it's not yours and grandma's home or grandma's home, if this is legally your home, then grandma has no right to invite people over to the house without at least consulting you first. You're also the a-hole because you do not have the sand to stand up for yourself in front of the person who is causing you this grief and gripe. Guests, like fish, begin to smell after 3 days. Grandma picked up at the wedding. Am I the asshole for not playing unpaid courier for my neighbors? I've lived in my apartment, a standard duplex, for about a year. Since the day I moved in, my upstairs neighbors, and now more recently, the tenant in a detached building behind the main house, have been getting their packages and food deliveries dropped at my front door. Not once in a while. Every other day. Amazon, Instacart, McDonald's. Apparently my porch is the delivery hub. For months, I played unpaid courier and walked everything to the right spot. Eventually, I stopped. Cold turkey. Now I leave deliveries exactly where the driver leaves them, my front door. Now here's where I might be the asshole. This morning, the tenant from the detached building confronted me, at 5:30 a.m., no less, and said, "You left my groceries outside until 10 p.m. Me: no. You left your groceries outside until 10 p.m. It's not a big deal. Just bring them back next time. Me: leave a note for your delivery driver in the app. Or you can start tipping me for delivering your shit." That's when they stormed off, calling me names and losing their mind over all of this. I've already contacted my landlord, so I'm not taking this any further. I'm done being the delivery person for the house, and the person from this morning. So, am I really the asshole for refusing to deliver everyone's packages and food deliveries? Happy 2026. Note: I've never tampered with, stole, or hid any deliveries. I'm just now leaving them out front until they are grabbed by whomever ordered. Yes, the neighbors are aware I have dropped off their deliveries. The daughter of the tenant upstairs thanked me once. We have the whole ring set up here. They can quite literally see me hoofing their things around the house, and up the back steps, or to the detached building. Don't all these apps send a message when the food/grocery/item gets delivered? So they know their delivery came, but they are sitting in their apartment on their ass waiting for you to realize a delivery came. 'Cause you didn't get the delivery notice, they did, and for you to bring it to them? And then they are mad you didn't see their groceries were there for 3 hours, and you didn't get up and play delivery guy? Make it make sense. Not the asshole. Come on. How could you possibly be the asshole here? Neighbors are pissed that the easy ride is over. But they can shove off. Not the asshole. No need to reward habitual laziness. Not the asshole. I would be embarrassed if it was me. If it was only a couple times here and there, no problem. But 24/7/365? Nope. I want my stuff. I don't want others getting my stuff, especially if it's groceries/food delivery. The only reason I would even consider doing that for others is bad weather. Even still, it's not your responsibility. They can track packages and monitor delivery like everyone else. Ta. You should have never done it in the first place, LMAO. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for wearing an outfit my dad told me not to wear for dinner? I went back home to my parents' house for the holidays and had for the most part a relaxing time with family and old friends, except for an incident on Christmas that is still bothering me. For background, I have recently moved away from home for uni, and this was my first time back since leaving. My dad has always been strict and conservative, but when he told me to change into something more appropriate for dinner, I honestly did not expect that even from him. I tried to push back and ask why my outfit was not appropriate for a dinner with family, but all I got back as a reason was that it is his house and his rules. He never told me, but I think the real reason was my mid-thigh skirt. I never had a skirt that short when living at home, and I told him how it is sexist to police women's outfits, and I think he was not being a good and considerate host to his guest, me, by being so strict, so I was not going to change my outfit. I think living by myself has made me more independent and less of the people pleaser that I used to be, and I am not ready to just do what he tells me to do anymore. One awkward dinner later. My values are intact, but I can't help but ask, is the length if my skirt really the hill I want the relationship with my dad to die on? Edit. Yes, my parents MOM and dad both help me with rent and food and stuff. Also, please stop asking for proof of how long my skirt is. Not fun. Are you an adult? Then he needs to learn that you're an adult and mind his own business. Ta. A mid-thigh skirt is more than appropriate for plenty of functions. It's not an inappropriate clothing choice for a family function. I think it's more about control over you and your choices than the skirt itself. So with your last sentence, I don't think it's that specific hill that you'd be dying on. You are the asshole. Sorry, kid, but his house, his rules. If you were not getting financial assistance, then you'd be a guest. But you are. So, yes, he can tell you what to wear without recourse. Yes, your dad for forcing his values on you, and you for not respecting a host's rules. It's unlikely you will change his mind, and as an adult, you should realize that the minor inconvenience of wearing something else is not worth the battle. My favorite necklace is a pentagram with a naked lady in the center. My earrings have pentagrams and all kinds of stuff, and my favorite shirts have witchy stuff, because I love my grandma, and it's not worth the argument. I don't wear any of my questionable to her jewelry or clothes, which is not difficult to wear something else. Just like it's not difficult to just not wear a miniskirt. AITA. He can't police your outfits, as you are now an adult, outside of his home. His house, his rules, and if he says you need to change as he doesn't allow it, and you knew he was conservative, and you never could wear it before, then change or leave. Now if he went to your house, completely different, but that's not what happened. You are the asshole. You're not an adult if they are helping you with rent and food and stuff. Otherwise known as everything. You are living on your own and experiencing your independence because of their goodwill, not because you have earned it. Keep disrespecting your dad's wishes while in their house, and you will truly learn how to be independent.